In this video, I'm going to show you how I arranged my documents to apply for the Global Korean Scholarship Program. The application was opened in January, but the Korean Cultural Center Nigeria opened theirs on February 3rd, and that's where I downloaded the form and guidelines from. You can also download it from the Study in Korea website. So I filled the form using a Word software and I printed them out, and then I signed by hand because that is what the guideline says to do. And then I took out paper clips to bind the documents, not stapler or any other thing. So this is the first page, and it is just the checklist of all other application documents. I'm going to set that down. And then this is the next page. This is the first page of the form. That's form 1. And I had to put my passport photograph according to the dimensions that was stated on the form. If your passport photograph is larger than the dimensions given, you'd have to cut it down to fit as per the guidelines, which was what I did. The application documents needed for this scholarship are in different segments. There is form 1 to form 10, and there are some required documents which you see in this video. This is form 1, and form 1 has 3 pages. So I took all 3 pages and secured them with a paper clip and then set it aside. So this form 1 is going to the back of the checklist, and then form 2 at the back of form 1 and form 3 at the back of form 2, just like that. My personal statement was 3 pages, which is the maximum for the graduate degree program, and I utilized that. So I clipped them together and put it at the back of the form 1. My study plan was also 3 pages, and that is form 3. I clipped them all together and put it at the back of form 2. Then my recommendation letter, which I got from my professor from my undergraduate studies. You'll notice I skipped form 4, and I'm going to skip some other forms, and that is because some forms do not apply to me. They are for PhD applicants, and I am going for the master's degree program. I could not figure out how to clip on my recommendation letter on the A4 paper, but I eventually did it vertically like this. I clipped on my recommendation letter on this A4 paper because according to the guidelines, any document that is not in A4 paper format should be placed on an A4 paper, which was what I did. I also did that for my birth certificate, which you'll see later on, but just so you know. So anything you need to know, just read through the guidelines, everything is there. So the next thing is the form 8, from 9 and from 10 documents, which were all single papered documents. So I just placed them on top of each other. So the next thing is form 11, which is the applicant and parents proof of citizenship and family relation documents. So I used my birth certificate, my parents' international passport, and my international passport. So I pinned my birth certificate, like I said earlier, to an A4 paper because it was not in A4 paper format. So I did affidavit for both my parents because their names on my birth certificate are not the same as their names in their international passport. So the affidavit was to explain the discrepancies, and then I authenticated and legalized them along with my birth certificate, academic transcript, and graduation certificate, which I'll explain in a different video. You can find that on my page titled "What is GKS" and how I went about it. So I pinned all the form 11 documents together, and one thing I did was I labeled each document in the form 11 document because I needed them to understand better because there were so many documents included in form 11. So the next one is form 12, which is my graduation certificate, and as you can see, it is not clear, and I'm going to make another video about that, explaining the whole authentication process. Anyways, I put a clearer photocopy at the back and pinned it together, and then I put it at the back of form 11 because this is form 12. So moving on to form 12.1, which is the academic transcript. My transcript was 3 pages, and I also included another 3 pages of clearer photocopy because obviously this one is not clear and I needed them to see the content of my transcript. So I pinned them all together and then I put it at the back of my certificate. One thing I would like to add is I did CTC stamp, that is the certificate of true copy stamp, on all the documents I authenticated before I legalized them, just in case, because you never know what can happen. So I pinned both my clear photocopy of transcript and the unclear one together, and I put it at the back of my bachelor's degree certificate, just like so. So the next form that applies to me is the form 21, which is the awards and other certificates. So all the awards I've gotten, all the certificates, professional certificates, extracurricular, volunteer activities, everything, my NYC certificate. I think I will go more into this in another video. So I put all this together. I don't know why I'm still showing it. Okay, this is my K-Influencer certificate, my honorary reporter certificate. I don't know if it was needed or necessary. I put everything there. Alu creators, video call I've had with my Korean friends, competitions I've participated in, language certificates. I put them all in. Although I did not submit any IELTS or TOEFL or TOPIK, which was kind of not really necessary, but if you had it, you get more points. But I did not submit any of it because I did not have any. Anyways, I packed all these documents together. I pinned them. It was hefty, so I was struggling with the clip. So to note, I also put pictures of things I did, but I did not have certificates for. So that was all the documents I submitted, and now it was time for me to label them according to the checklist. And I printed out the checklist labels and cut them out, and now I have to label them one after the other. You can pause to check the labels, but it's just basically everything that was included in the checklist. I set the checklist aside because I did not need to label that. That is just the checklist. The first thing I labeled was the form 1, that is the application form itself. I labeled it, and then form 2 was my personal statement. My personal statement was 3 pages, but I only labeled the first page. You don't need to label all 3 pages. Same with my study plan. I labeled the first page, form 3 study plan, and then skipped to form 5 because I did not need form 4, which was recommendation letter. I put it like this, yes. And then form 6, I labeled it. It was a single document, so I just labeled the single document. Form 8, and then form 9 also single document. And then form 10 was also a single document, so I labeled it form 10. That was the use of personal information and all of that, yeah, just like this. So the next thing is form 11, which is the applicant and family proof of citizenship and family relation document. I told you all I labeled everything one by one because I wanted them to understand. I labeled my father's international passport. I put it there. I think I put parents proof of citizenship 1, parents proof of citizenship 2, and then applicant's birth certificate. I just made sure to make all the labeling exact and just clear for them to understand better, because I don't know, I was just making sure. And this was the affidavit. I put it the affidavit of name discrepancy, and the affidavit 2 of name discrepancy. I think that's what I put. Yes, you can pause to zoom in and check, but that's basically what I did. And then the next one, form 12, my bachelor's certificate, I put it on only the first page. My transcript as well, I put it on only the first page because everything there was just transcript. And then for the awards and certificates, I only label the first page. I mean, it's a lot of awards. I think I submitted 28 different awards and certificates altogether, so I could not label each one. What I did was I made sure that each of the documents in my awards and certificate has captions at the end. So that is that. I just packed everything together just like this. This is just one set, okay, one set, and I used a big paper clip to clip everything together from form 1 to from form 21. If you're watching, you would understand what I mean by form 21. I clipped that together and I put it in the first envelope. This is just one set. I'm repeating because I did three more of this because I went through embassy track. I have to do one for the embassy, one and 3 others for the 3 different schools you get. So it was a lot. It took me hours to do, but anyways, I did it like this, and eventually this was the result. It took so much time, but I'm glad that we are where we are today. These are the 4 sets of documents, and I put everything into one big envelope and labeled it like this. I hope this video helped you, and feel free to ask any question.